Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening as the one and only Bridgeman and the legend that is JFK. Evening, gents.
Evening, Ox here. Evening, Bridgeman.
Oh, can I say a huge good evening to you guys? Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, JFK?
I'm fine, thanks. I had a wee sortie over to the Rangers shop today with my big lad. Aye, it was enjoyable day.
Yeah, the old uniform, the white socks and the sliders.
I've
got them.
Yeah, I got my sliders, mate. Nice. Got them on just now. Nice.
Are you just breaking them in, Jimmy, or are you actually just wearing them for comfort?
Well, they're nice to wear, mate. You can get your wee tootsies out in the air and that, you know.
I'm not one for spreading rumours, but I did get a phone call today, and I wouldn't mention the name, but let's just say it sounds like Pox. So
right.
he phoned me and he showed me a picture. He says, "Are these on the right feet?"
Oh. that used to happen to my socks, mate.
Very good. Very good to both. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. How are you?
Aye, tip-top, mate. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. Put it to bed, move on, 3 points.
Definitely.
It comes a reasonable start. It moves for a 7 to a 7.5 for me if we win tomorrow, yeah?
Definitely.
Maybe even an 8 if we keep a clean
That's
sheet.
better. That's better.
Definitely. Looking
forward
to it.
Yep. How are you, Bridge?
Really and truly great. Feeling smashing. Really looking forward to tomorrow. Seriously looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not being funny. And I want to go there and murder that mob, just mollocate them and come back with the 3 points. That's what we need. We need to do it for our own sanity, because we can't go about thinking we're worried we're going to play Hamilton. We're worried. No. Let's go out there and actually murder them. Mollocate them 1-0 at least. There you go.
Well, I know what you're saying, but good to keep a clean sheet. It'd be good to get a few goals, JFK, open up and show what we can do, because we always look as if we're playing with a handbrake on, don't we?
Aye, that's exactly but the way it looks at time. You know, this across the park all the time is nice to you get to the back and then next thing it fizzles out. You know, it was pleasing to see him in some shots outside the box, but I'm looking for a decent scoreline tomorrow. But at the end of the day, I'd take a 1-0 because it's a victory. But I'm looking to be entertained tomorrow. And once we discuss the team later on, I'm hoping for a good victory, mate. And a mollification will do me as well.
A mollification?
Yeah.
Is that a word? Mollification?
Well, yeah, it's my word.
It is in Yoker.
Oh,
Peterson Park.
Oh, sorry, Peterson Park. It is in Peterson Park.
Oh, dear. That's very funny. Dyslexia, wasn't it, Hammy?
Aye.
They all get the same test marks, and that's when they discovered dyslexia.
We shared socks in Hammy, you know that.
Oh
dear. Anyway, so some great news for the club today. I think it's fantastic that they're doing up the bistro, Bridgeman.
Oh yes, I'll take anybody who was around when the Edmiston opened up for initially. This will take people back to that, and look by the look of what we've seen the drawings for it. It looks as if it's going to be absolutely superb.
There's only you, old Mac Methuselah, left.
No, there's a lot of people remember the Edmiston house as it was.
I had a great few nights in Edmiston.
First time round or second time round, JFK? Maybe second time round for you, when it was rebranded, yeah?
Aye.
You'd be too young for the 70s stuff when they had the big stars there,
Well, I was the early 70s. I appeared there with my flute band and that. We'd done a couple of stints in it, you know. I never went to see any big shows.
Remember, it was you throwing remarks in the ceiling, throwing that
it was a great place to play. I remember actually as well, and you probably remember it as well, Oxia. Certainly no Bridgeman. And I remember that there's a couple of times I went to see some European games in the Edmiston Club.
Oh yes, I've seen the Dynamo Kiev away in there, and I've seen the Gornik one.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, me too. I was there, I know, mate. Aye. So it was good for that. It was a cracking club, you know. I'd never seen any like the acts that people like Bridgman, like Christian and Lena Martellin or that. I was never into that, but everybody's got their own likes and that.
Oh, one day at a time, mate. One day at a time.
Oh, definitely.
Well done, Oxia. Well done.
Oh, dear.
But it was a fantastic big place in its day, and obviously, what was his name? The guy who got involved with it after the guy that ran Miss World got involved with it, didn't he? Morley, was it?
Aye, did.
Eric Morley. And then obviously it shut down for a while and then reopened up as a Rangers club, and that's the year you're maybe talking about there with the European games in sort of late to mid 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously it's served. The pools was at the back at Bridgman, yeah.
That's correct. Yes,
Yeah.
it was a ticket office as well for a while.
The ticket office then went to the side of it, and then
the
famous wee window at the front. It was the original Rangers shop, JFK.
Aye. Oh, hey. I wish I had a photograph for that. That's a great memory, mate. That wee day. And do you think even what we've got, even though the Rangers shop will probably get bigger as the years go on, especially next year for 150th anniversary. But the wee windy, good memories there, pal. Aye.
It was something to see, It was something to see, and that was all done. The building at Edmiston House was all done at finance through the Rangers pools.
Aye.
What an amazing job that guy did.
My man took the bullnose philosophy with me when he took me shopping. JFK.
Right, I'm waiting.
Here's what you could have won. Made you stand there and looking at one day. Never got you in, but you could have.
Aye. Maybe they brought you a caravan or a speedboat.
It was a very jolly place, the Edmiston House. It was a very jolly place.
Aye. So it's fantastic news for the support. Everything, it actually improves the match day experience for the fans, and hopefully they get it right. And if the museum in it with a link for the tour and everything's joined up thinking, mate, and we get improve so much of what we've got, because the support deserve it. JFK.
Of course we deserve it, mate. And that's no us being big-headed or anything. That we all know it's there, but they did to us in 2012, and we deserve it more than most, because they should never have done that to us, and they done it out of spite. And we're back now, back with a vengeance, and things are absolutely going wonderful. Yep, there's a few wee glitches regarding merchandise, but that'll take care of itself. That'll iron itself out in the coming weeks and months, and everything will be all hunky-dory.
I see what you've done there.
Yeah. Good that.
Shocker.
Everything's going good. It'll be fantastic to see once the Edmiston Club. When I was there the other day, there was a lot of tape and all that around the Edmiston Club, whatever it is they're doing. There was a lot of people milling about it. So obviously the news, by the time I'd get home, it said that they'd get the go-ahead with Glasgow City Council to demolish it and then rebuild on that land. Absolutely wonderful news, mate. Looking forward to it.
Move that whole back of the ground into the 21st century. That'll move ahead of the stadium, and then one thing at a time, Bridge. But great news.
Oh, I'm delighted. I'm over the moon. Anything that will help to raise the profile of Glasgow Rangers, I'm in. That's just absolutely fantastic. And I'm only going by the photos that I've seen, or the pictures that we've seen, and that allowed us to see. It really does look superb. And it's going to be the shops in there. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. You want as much to do with Rangers in the new building, and look after it. And what did they say? They're going to have a fan zone. Is that going to be the fan zone? So the fans can meet and get a pint or whatever.
The plans are still developing, and
yeah.
People inside. I mean, you'll never please everybody how you'll do it. And before it was limited in the 70s, there was 2 membership tiers, and then I think in the 80s, JFK from memory, it was sort of basically first come, first served, wasn't it?
Aye, it was, mate. It was first come, first serve. But what I'm hoping doesn't happen is that we'll call them the elite fans, if that's the right saying for them. As long as they don't take it over, it's got to be left for the fans, all fans, regardless of whether you're sitting in the East Enclosure or sitting in the 1872 or on the club deck. It's got to be for all, mate. And especially the fan zone has got to be, I would say, very kiddie friendly. That there's a bit there for the kids to to enjoy the experience of going to see Rangers instead of just being lumped into one place. And the thing they try to do now with the spare ground there, just doing for the bistro, when they have guests there, is decent. It's no bad. But let's hope that experience next season becomes something really special for the up and coming Rangers fans in the future. So I'm looking really forward to it, mate. But I hope it, as I say, I hope it's not taken over by the elite. It's got to be for all. It's got to be inclusive of all. No, just people who can afford whatever,
But I don't actually understand what you mean by that. You mean that?
Well, what he's saying is, if the restaurant are all the bits in, it's pricey, mate. Take every time you put a certain price on a band, you take certain people away from it. Yeah,
that's
and
right.
if you can only have tables for 6 or 8, and you're doing it like hospitality, but then it's only a certain percentage of support get to use it. That's
it's just got to be. It's got to be fan friendly.
I'm sorry, when you say fan friendly, you mean price wise as well?
Just like Oxy said there, it needs to be. They need to cater for everybody, and they just kind of make it that for me that it's that they push out all the fans who can't afford to go into these big restaurants. There needs to be something there for the. We'll call us. It's no. You shouldn't be calling people ordinary fans, but people who can't go to that expense of spending £100 on a meal, the same as you can do in the Argyle House and things like that. I know Argyle House, I've been a couple of times and it's quite a good place to go. So, but it needs to be, we're maybe going ahead of ourselves here, but I think it'll be a great experience for everybody. Looking at the drawings and the pictures I saw today, I think it'll be wonderful.
I think it's going to be brilliant, yeah. Sorry.
An asset for the club, but we've got a lot of facilities and a lot of space behind the stands, and basically they're car parks. We need to use them. We need to use and improve them, and use it to improve the match day experience for people. Anyway, great news. People want to phone up with their memories. Bar Skipper. There's some story.
Bar Skipper.
Some story about him about the emergency exit with somebody I don't know. I wouldn't say it.
A lady? A Thai lady, was it?
I don't think she was a lady.
Right. Yeah, I'm saying that was a Thai lady.
No. I think she was from Mary Hill.
All right, okay.
Was her name Mary Hill?
No.
Oh, that was good there, JF. That was good. Well in there, pal.
It's a true story, Bridge. That's the trouble.
Oof. Skipper, you need to tell all.
Skipper's laughing. He's LOL for Skipper. One day he'll tell it all. One day he'll come out and say it.
Maybe I will. When I write my book, Bridge, Skipper will get a chapter.
He's shouting at you lot. Oh, brilliant. Super.
Right, so people want to phone up, give their thoughts on the news with the club. We're going to then, in a couple of minutes, we're going to hear from your manager, Steven Gerrard. People are welcome to phone us and talk about the team, tomorrow's match, these are views. So, what's the number? Bridgeman.
The number's 0141 356 1972.
What else can they join us, JFK?
You join us on Skype at RangersRadio.online, and you come in, you'll be able to join us guys here by the voluptuous Fox and Old School Blue. Remember, let it ring, and you'll be called straight back.
That's what you use the Fox.
The voluptuous Fox, well said, JFK.
Well, I didn't call him Fox, I called him Fox.
I never mentioned Fox earlier. I said, son, see, I mean, people put 2 and 2 together, come up with 5 something.
Oh, dear. Shockers a Perry.
Right, well, get yourselves a mute and let's hear from our manager, Steven Gerrard, MBE.
Jermaine Defoe and Joe Aribo won't make the Hamilton game. Both should be ready for the game after. Leon Balogun is back, trained fully yesterday, and will train again fully this morning. So we'll assess his situation before we make a decision in terms of the squad. Anyone else? Oh, Alan McGregor has had no reaction and has trained fully all week. So 2 bits of positive news, but unfortunately Joe and Jermaine won't make the weekend.
Can you just give us an update on the situation with Alfredo? Is he back involved, and how have you found his approach this week after what you said last weekend?
I'll make that decision later in the day. We've still got a session this morning, so we'll analyse and assess where Alfredo's at. What I will say is we've definitely seen a difference in his application. He has refocused himself into training well and working hard this week. But it's a decision I'll wait till the end of play today before I decide whether he's included or not.
You mentioned there that it's a late decision to decide whether Alfredo's going to be involved. Did the performances of Kamar Roof and Cedric Itten last week make that even tougher? Given that there's that added competition and you can switch the system up as well.
Yeah, I mean, not just in that position. I think as a manager, you analyse the players on a daily basis and you pick the players that you think are capable of going to get you the right results. You don't pick on name or reputation. You pick on the players that are training hard, that are focused, that are listening, that are taking messages on board, that are going to give you a better chance for your team to get the right results. Last week, we made a decision for the benefit of the team and the squad. And in terms of Cedric and Kamar, I thought their application was really good. I was really happy with the performance, considering it was the first start. I think there was real positive signs. Kamar getting off the mark, Cedric's work rate. So there's a lot of positives in terms of them two as a partnership, but also individually as well. So what I will say is we're in much better shape from an attacking point of view in terms of options to use. We're not heavily reliant on one person. And I'm hoping to have Jermaine Defoe ready after the break as well. So I welcome the tough decisions in that area of the pitch.
Stephen, when you look at your start to this season, how much stronger do you think your team is than you were last season, given the start you've had, the clean sheets and the all-round performances?
I'm certainly very happy with the start we've made. I think obviously just the one blip at Livingston, if you like, not being able to find the breakthrough. That's probably one negative, if you like, but we've had a very strong pre-season and we've took our form into the domestic competition. So it's been a solid start, a strong start, but I think it's very early days in terms of comparing us to where we are from previous seasons. I think for us it's just to remain focused and take each challenge as it comes. We normally look at the table after maybe 8 to 10 games to get a real good gauge on where you're at. And I think after 5 games, it's still early days to make that prediction.
Stephen, there's a test event for supporters at the rugby tonight. Would you like to see some fans in for the next home game after the winter break, after the international break?
I think I've said it before, David. I welcome it as soon as possible. I think everyone appreciates and respects the situation. But I think it's certainly a positive that the rugby are getting to test the events and hopefully everything goes well. And that gives the people that make the decisions more confidence to introduce it into football. But the sooner the better. We've managed the situation in terms of not having no supporters there, but we have missed them and we welcome them back as soon as possible.
Stephen, do you feel when you look at this season, the mentality of your team is better and stronger this year? Is that something that you guys are learning and developing all the time, given some of the challenges that have been thrown at you off the field? Do you feel now you're in a better place?
I think for sure, if we're going to have a successful season, we have to stay mentally strong. We have to stay focused. We can't afford to lose our focus or go into any games and think we're better than what we are. But, what I do see is players are tuned in. Players have come back hungry. They've started the season really well. It's a solid start. But as I said earlier, it's still very early days to predict where we are and to get too carried away in terms of saying that, all of a sudden we're the perfect team, everything's rosy. That's not the case. We need to keep improving. We need to keep working hard on the training pitch and keep trying to fine-tune ourselves because we still feel there's areas to develop and get better in.
A lot has been made about the obviously 5 clean sheets in a row record. Does this obviously give you a dilemma into regards to be your number one going forward?
In the goalkeeping situation? Not really. Not really. Listen, we welcome clean sheets. We're very proud of the players' efforts and the performances so far. But I think it's important to focus on winning football matches. That's the most important thing. If we manage to keep clean sheets and that goes on, then brilliant. But for me, the priority is to win the game. In terms of the goalkeeping situation, John's come in and he's done extremely well. He's been faultless, if you like. So in terms of my decision to pick a number one at the moment, it is a welcome headache, if you like. But I know Alan very well. I've been around for 2 years and he's been superb for me. And I know he'll want to do everything he can to win that back, and I welcome that competition.
Just looking at the four guys who played up front last week or in the attacking positions last week, you can then add to that, hopefully over the next few weeks, Hadji, Morelos, Aribo, Defoe, which is quite exciting lineup. For those players, is it a case of you've got the shot, so it's up to you to keep it, or is you as a manager someone who thinks more about rotation and maybe changing depending on who we're coming up against?
Well, I think more often than not, you don't like to change a winning team, if you like, and you do set the players that challenge and that responsibility of putting in performances to keep their shirt if they're selected. But I think if you look at us, it's going to be impossible to pick the same players for every game, because hopefully we're going to go on and have another approximate 60-game season. So at the right time, I do have to offload and take people out and give them a rest and freshen them up. Hadji's fit. He's had a bit of a niggle that he's been managing, but he'll be available for tomorrow. Alfredo's back in terms of being with the group to train. So we've already got some good options, and I've already got some selection dilemmas to pick from in the next 24 hours. And then hopefully come Dundee United after the break, I have even more headaches. And that's the position I want to be in. That's the reason why we've purchased these players and asked them to come and represent the club, because we believe as a group and a unit, there's enough in there to help us be successful.
Even we heard earlier this week that FIFA had relaxed the rules about clubs releasing players for international duty if they're worried about quarantine restrictions. Is that something the club has looked at, or is it a concern going forward for you?
It's not a concern, but it is something that we have looked into. I think the medical department and our doctor, Dr. Mark Wallace, took a lead on that in terms of the communication with countries and borders and stuff for decisions. I think we've got to trust our players that they'll go and get to and from as safely as possible and continue to follow the rules. But we want our players to go and represent the countries. We're proud to release them, and we hope they go and represent the club in the right way. And we don't expect any complications when they return, because we expect them to be tested whilst they're away at the right times. And as I say, follow the rules so they can come and return safely and get back into our bubble.
All right, some interesting stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start dissecting it, GFK, we've definitely got a stronger squad. People put arguments up about the first 11, but our squad is definitely improved so much. Without
a doubt, mate. Without a doubt, you can see that. You can see the depth that we've got. We've spoken at great length about the amount of players that the gaffer needs to keep the squad happy, and I think he's near that. We've all agreed we need a couple at least, a midfielder, probably a right back. Up front, we're all right up front as long as Fred stays.
We've all agreed we need a right back, mate. Some people think we need a right back.
Well, some people think. I'll give you that one. But you're right what you say. We've got a good depth of a squad. There's a lot of good players still sitting waiting to be given a chance, and that bodes well. With Big Balogun back, it gives him a headache. The two goalkeepers now vying for the number one. He's not said who his number one is. We all know Alan McGregor.
Did you notice that? He never really, did he?
No, he never said who his number one was. No, and that's good. That's good management. That's what he's learned through his playing career. You're not granted it because you're the player that's there for a long time. So, it was a good presser again, mate. It was good to listen to again. You could listen to it all day.
Mm-hmm. On the artificial pitch on Saturday, Bridgeman, centre halves, obviously, Hollander, quite a tall guy, maybe not as mobile as some. Balogun just coming back from injury. Who do you pick?
Was I gifted with that choice, I would pick Balogun as long as he's 100% fit, I think that one of the weaknesses we've got with some of our players is that they obviously don't like these plastic pitches, but they get on with it. They go on and do their business as much as possible. Mm-hmm. But no, I wouldn't put anybody through the torture that plastic pitches can do, and I think Hollander suffers a wee bit on them.
All right, mate. All right. I get where you're coming from, but I think you're right. If Balogun's 100% fit. There's competition there. If he's no qualms with Helander, JFK.
Aye, well, I'd keep Helander in there. I wouldn't bring Balogun back for injury on that type of pitch.
Would you give him the other couple of weeks to get fit then?
I would, mate. I think, obviously we're teams later on, but I wouldn't be changing Helander just for that reason. If it had been a grass park, I'd have maybe thought differently. But any of the two of them will do me. Helander's no doing anything that would say he warrants being taken out the team, so I would stick with Helander, mate, because we're getting into the break after this game.
All right, I get that. It makes sense. I get where you're coming from. If the guy's maybe 75% fit, it makes sense, doesn't it?
I would say so, mate. I would say so.
Aye, okay. All right, if you want to join us, give us a phone on 0141 356 1972 or join us at Skype at RangersRadio online. You brought in the call with Fox and Old School Blue. If you're using the phone in, hang up, and we will contact you back as soon as practical. Bridgeman, I think it was David Edgar asked the question. We could have Hadji, Morelos, Defoe, or sit on the bench. In a couple of weeks' time, we have built up a squad that should take us hopefully to the next level, mate.
Yeah, I think in some of the wee bit injuries and knocks that some of the players have got, they'll relish the rest on through the international break. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that our manager is going to start with Alfredo Morelos. I think that'll happen
tomorrow.
I do, yeah. I think he's going to start with him tomorrow. It's just my thoughts, I think they'll start with him. Sorry,
it's just a hunch. Or?
It's just a hunch, pal. It's a hunch that he made a point in saying that he's came back into the fold and he's looking good and he's interested and blah 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 blah. So whatever wee problem he was having, if indeed he was having a problem, which we all know he was, he's maybe started to go over it, and there's a great expectation. Maybe he's taking the challenge that the manager challenged him. Sorry, you go, sir.
All right, mate. We've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
How you doing, gentlemen? It's Alan from Hampshire.
How are we doing, Al?
Hi, Alan.
How you doing?
Right.
All right. That's a big county. Whereabouts?
Just about 16 miles outside Portsmouth.
All right. To the Bognor Regis side or the Southampton side?
No, straight north side.
All right, I know you are. Yes.
But I phoned up before once. I was a faithfully boy.
Aye. How you doing, mate? All right. What's on your mind?
Do you know something? I was just listening earlier on about the scenario about the goalkeepers. Isn't that a great headache to have? You've got two fantastic goalkeepers sitting there. Both will play their hearts out for Rangers. It's always going to be a tough choice which one to put in between the sticks.
Well, I'll take that JFK, when we signed Big McLaughlin, I never seen this coming, did you?
No, I never seen it coming, but I mean, I did recognise him as a decent goalkeeper. I'd actually seen him play for Sunderland and things like that. And he's had a bit part player in the Scotland squad. So he's no mug. And but I couldn't see this coming. For me, he keeps the place within in the sticks, Amora. He's no done anything wrong. He's a man in possession of the shirt. So for me, he's got to play Amora. But the manager, whatever the manager picks Amora is a good goalkeeper, obviously. But I would stick with John McLaughlin. That's just my opinion on that. I would keep it the same old mate and goal.
All right, what about yourself, Al? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I mean, how can you drop either one goalkeeper if they're playing fantastic?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I'm so glad that I'm no Gerrard at the moment because, I mean, I reckon once Cage comes back through his injury, it's going to give him a sore head with your centre-backs as well.
Oh, I mean, we're just discussing it there just as you phoned in. The squad has improved beyond recognition for 2 years ago, mate, isn't it?
Well, I think, I mean, if you look back 2 years ago, you look at the squad now, you would never imagine 2 years has only passed. You'd have probably assumed that maybe 5 or 6 years have been past. But I think Gerard's done a fantastic job. Absolutely amazing. And as for his interview, is it just my imagination? I could sit there and listen to his interviews all the time. He comes across perfect.
I'll let you go to Bridge, man, with that, because I know what he's going to say. Bridge?
Oh, absolutely. A man's magic. I really love him. I think he's a superb asset for the club. What an asset for our club. Marvellous. Sits there and he's so young, so handsome. It makes you sick. And he talks so much really good football sense, you know, that it's astounding that we've got a guy like that in charge. And it's taken him a wee while. And by the way, he didn't need to look far for enemies in the press in Scotland. In Scotland, they're just desperate for him to make a slip up, and they're going to pound them, that's for sure. But really and truly, I 100% agree with Alan. It's just wonderful to listen to. You could just sit there and listen to him all night, and that's the truth. Obviously, not during our radio show, of course, but you could. But,
Well, he does listen, so if you want to tell him who you pick his goal tomorrow, I'll invite listen to you.
Do you know something? I don't get paid enough to pick the goalkeepers, so I'll leave that job to him.
Can I say something on the goalkeepers? I honestly think he'll, as JFK says, he'll continue with the McLaughlin in goal. Mm-hmm. But I think come half time, depending on the score, right? If Rangers manage to get a couple of goals, I think you'll see some of these players getting some time in. Now, Alan McGregor, if he doesn't get a game or any game time tomorrow, then that's him snookered for another 2 is it 3 weeks international break or 2 weeks? No, so that's 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks, he's no kicked a ball. That's good competition, of course, you know, for the club. But really, if he could get him 45 minutes or 30 minutes in a game, I think it would do McGregor a world of good to get his nose back in.
You'll never see a professional coach swap a goalkeeper unless he's injured, in case he gets injured.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand all that. I do understand it. All I'm saying is that if you think that's the only way I can see, because I don't see McGregor getting a start. So to me, McGregor is going to be out for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's for his match fitness team going playing in the game. It must be the position it affects it the least.
Can I ask Al something? Alan, can I ask you, Alan, who would you play up front? Would you play Alfredo?
Oh, goodness. See, the thing is, after listening to Gerard's interview, I would put Ruth and Morelos up front.
Ruth and Morelos. Would you play Ruth on the right, Morelos in the middle, and Kent on the left? Would that be your three, or would you have Morelos up top with Ruth? How would you play it?
I would put Morelos straight through the middle, Ruth out to the right, Kent to the left. Right. But I would encourage them more to come into the box.
Mm-hmm. And
that allows the two full-backs to come up and put the balls into them.
Who's playing in front of them, mate? Who's playing in front of them?
Exactly. If we've got three bodies in that box waiting for someone to deliver, that puts their defence under stress.
Who's in midfield in front of them then? So you're playing a 4-3-3, I take it. So who's the three in front of them, the midfield?
Well, I would still keep wee Hadji on the bench, maybe bring him on as a sub later on, like you mentioned, if we're 4 goals up. Rotate, bring the boy Bassey on, things like that. But, you know, the midfield, as much as I love Arfield, I absolutely think he's brilliant. I think he's slowing down a bit. But I would play him tomorrow. And your normal Jack and Kamara.
So you're dropping Stephen Davis?
Not drop him. I would maybe save him if things aren't going right, getting into the second half to bring him on then.
Controversial.
But, you know, these wee legs are going these days.
These Southern England boys are murdering they?
Can I give you my team for tomorrow, Oaks? Yeah. Okay, I can then.
What's your powder?
All right, okay. Have I got your socks on the right feet, have I?
Not the socks, it's the problem. It's the sliders. You're far too old for them.
They're a bit sweaty, mate. I've taken them off.
These sliders are sponsored with Shawl.
These sliders are slud.
Shawl.
So you've got who's going to make the chances then? Kamara, Jack, Arfield. Controversial, JFK. Controversial. What do you think?
Yeah, Jack, Kamara, and Davis for me.
Come on, your team.
No, I I totally disagree with Alan Arfield. Once he was, for me, a good player. I just think he's fell away badly now. For me, he'd be a bencher for a foreseeable. For me, he's not done anything that can prove to me he's going to go back to his best. So, for me, I don't think Arfield should bench at the best for me, mate, for Arfield.
Come on, geez, your team, you're dining.
Well, my team that would be McLaughlin, Tavernier, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Jack, Roof on the right as long as he stays in the right, Itten up front, stays in the middle, and Kent in the left. And Alfredo would sit on the bench.
Itten and Roof run for you last week.
I want Roof. Look, you've probably seen Roof play more than I did doing their Oxshire, but he's merely a right-sided player than in the middle. And I thought that him and Itten last week were too much getting in the road of each other. I'd like to see Roof play out in that right wing and stay that right wing, and Kent doing the same in the left, which Kent does really well, and give him a chance to show Itten what he can do up front.
If this makes sense to you, GFK, and I'll go to Al next. When I've seen Kent playing the right, he's more an inside right than an outside right.
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense, aye.
He joins. He would be more. He wouldn't be out in the touchline. He'd be in the box trying to join up with an end, rather than we would say an all wire. It was hugging the touchline. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're the best wingers, mate.
It's entertaining.
Well, I was one myself, so I know what I'm talking about.
Are you watching you play football was entertaining, mate?
It was, mate.
It was very good, but it was very entertaining.
Oh, hey.
So, Al, what's your thoughts on that? GFK's he's not agreeing with you, mate. Come on.
No, that's fine. Do you know something? That's everybody's allowed their opinion. But I mean, for that number 10 role, unless you're going to play Hadji or play Arfield, there's not many people who could step into that position. But with Kent being on the outside right, I'm not too sure if Kent is great at crossing the ball. He's brilliant at taking the balls into the box, but I'm not too sure if he's a great crosser of the ball. So he would need Tav maybe to help him either overlap or, maybe take the defence away by making a dart and run, leaving Kent with a bit of space. But I'm not too sure if Kent's actually good at crossing the ball.
GFK's got him in the left. Well, he'll come inside because he is right-footed. That's what he's trying to do. Yeah. He'll come inside for Barisic to go outside him and they let Barisic cross it. That's the theory, GFK, isn't it?
Of course it is, aye. And I think it's worked well for us in some games. No, I'm just thinking that there's going to be a big clamouring because of what the gaffer said today about Alfredo, and I'm not buying into this that he's a changed man after 5-6 days. Look, he was dropped for a reason last week. Not just dropped onto the bench, he was dropped out the squad. So you can't spit the dummy out and then come in with a packet of sweeties and say I'm sorry, and you get playing. For me, he's done whatever he's done, and that doesn't send out a good message. Don't forget, we've spent nearly £8.5 million on Itten and Roof, and all of a sudden you're just going to drop them. For what? Don't get me wrong, if Alfredo comes on, he'll get my support the same as everybody else, but I don't think he should be allowed to just walk into the team. It was dropped for a reason, and the gaffer should stick with that.
Can I come out, yeah?
Yeah, so you go.
I was going to say what Alan was saying about the Canadian boy. What's his name again? I can't remember his name. Arfield. I think the manager's he's in a bit of a tizzy because to me, Aribo's not available, and the way I don't think he fancies the young boy, number 7 is playing. Number 7 isn't he? He's playing. Hadji. I don't think if he fancies them to start. I think he might go for Arfield, based on what Alan was saying and what the manager had been saying. There's something about it. Arfield to me he comes alive sometimes, and he is quite good and quite powerful. But he needs to do something more. He needs to score more goals, for instance. I don't think he's an attacking midfielder in the greatest sense of the word.
You know what's really strange, and I never thought I'd say this, Al, that everybody's assumed that Brandon Barker's coming out of the team. I was shocked to get in it, but after last week, when when he played, and he done okay. So we're all assuming that Brandon Barker's still playing tomorrow.
Well, he hasn't been picked in anyone's team yet, has he?
I know that. I'm
I don't think it might be the right surface for him to play on.
All right, okay. All right. So he can't play in plastic and he can't play in grass, so...
Well, he can always play left back in the dressing room.
Oh dear. No,
I think JFK, didn't he? He done okay, the boy.
Look, he did do okay, but I think it's a bit of a flash in the pan for him. You know, he did perform reasonably well. Let's not get carried away. You know, but for me, I wouldn't have anywhere near Ibrox at all. If somebody wanted him, I'd take him in my tandem. I don't rate the boy at all. To me, that game was a flash in the pan. Don't rate him at all. He's never a Rangers player, and I don't know why the gaffer's playing him. I just can't see. He obviously sees something in training that's he's letting him put him in the team. But for me, nah.
So you don't see him getting a game tomorrow, Jimmy?
I hope
you don't
no.
See him?
I don't
no, but you don't see it. You don't see it.
Well, in the team I've picked, no, I don't see it. No.
Right, okay.
All right. If people want to join us and give their thoughts on the team, whether you think Brandon Barker will start, whether you think Alfredo Morelos will get a game tomorrow, because if he does, a lot of us will be wrong because we all predicted he would play again last week. Whether Balogun will start, well, Al McGregor will start, or whether Big McLaughlin will start. What a team we've got. Bridgman.
Yeah, do you want the phone number?
Yes.
Right, okay, the phone number is 0141 356 1972.
If you phone in, hang up and we'll contact you right back, as Alan is proof that works well. Or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in the call for the one and only Fox and Old School player. You can speak to JFK. He'll give you any painting tips you require. Bridgman, all other DIY and love.
All other DIY, I love it.
And matters of the heart.
Did I
matters of the heart.
Did I say
painting territory?
Did you pick me up wrong? I didn't say painting and decorate. I said painting by numbers.
Painting by numbers. Well said, Jimmy.
Well, think about it. That Michelangelo done that ceiling like that. If you can do it, you can do it.
No problem, mate.
I think the way we're speaking tonight, Oxtier, it shows you how difficult the task is for a manager. And it may be a pleasant enough for the manager because they're all his players and he can pick them. But when we're looking at it, wondering who's going to play where, and all of a sudden the name of Kevin, or rather the boy Barker comes out, and Brandon Barker going to play, because the last game he played for us against Kilmarnock, he was very good.
All right,
very good.
All right, we'll be joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
Aye, all right, lads. How's it going? You all right, aye?
Very good.
All right, yourself?
How do you get it?
Aye, perfect, lads, perfect. Just sitting listening to Stevie Gerrard and that there and yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, it's a good time to be a Rangers fan, eh? We're spoilt, the new and a lot of
It's never been a bad time to be a Rangers fan, mate.
I mean, for like squad depth and
aye.
Who's going to play and just who we've got coming back. Aribo, Defoe, Hadji, Morelos. Again, it's good. Al McGregor as well.
What's your team tomorrow, Gary?
Well, I'm going Al McGregor's in goals if he's fit, like.
Right.
I would like to see them try maybe playing three at the back. I don't know. It's Harold.
We're no changing. Come on, let's be honest.
We're going to get a lot of possession, though. I would take a lot of firepower on, like. I'm not sure about how I'd play. Hollander's been playing well. You can't fault the boy as well. It's the same with the goalie, right enough, but at the end of the day, it's Al McGregor. If he's fit, he's playing for me.
Right back.
Well. Right back, Borna. Left back, Tav. It would be, I would say, Hollander and Goldson in the middle.
Right.
I would have Davis, Jack, Kamara.
Right.
And then you've got Roof, Morelos, and Kent up front.
Where are you playing Roof? Are you playing him on the right?
I'd play Roof on the right, aye.
All right. That's the
Kent
same
on the left,
team as
Morelos through the middle.
Yeah, that's the same team as JFK's, yeah?
Aye, I think we're going to have a look at the ball. I think and Morelos, I'm the first one to say, man, he's been a liability sometimes, but his stats, the goals he's scored and been involved in, if you're looking at that as a manager, if he's fit and smashing the net every day in training, it's hard to say you're not playing, eh?
Aye, but sometimes it's more the politics and the rest of the squad. It was the exact same team as JFK's, apart from he had Itted in for Morelos. But a lot of people in the last 10 days or something said Alfie wouldn't play for us again, Gary.
I know, and if I'm big Cedric Kitten the new, I'm a bit confused because you've just spent money on me. This guy's coming out. Everybody's saying, the manager, this is the players who want to be here, we're going, this is what's happening, and then you're getting dropped because Alfredo's no way, and he's been dropped, and he's getting a game ahead of you. And if I was it, I'd be a bit gutted actually if I wasn't playing the morning, but he would be coming on at some point. But that's the way I would go.
All right, okay, mate.
That's my team.
I suppose it's quite good, JFK. It's no 8 players that want to leave, is it?
Well, that's true. That's true. But I can see Gary's logic in it, but and he's kind of answered my question. No, my feeling is that you just can't bring him in because he's Alfredo Morelos. He's got to be taught a lesson, and if that's the right phrase, you just can't pick and choose when you want to spit the dummy out. And for me, a place on the bench and bring him on and place it in the second half if need be. But for me, he shouldn't start. I think that sends you all the wrong messages. And but if he starts, then I'm not going to grumble about it because the manager's made that decision. But I just think for continuity and with the team going forward, I think if Alfredo's going to be there at the end of the season, it's going to be fantastic because 55 will be his. He scores all the goals. But for me, he should even he's beyond the bench at the best for me, mate.
For me, too, though, the best for the club is let him do what he does, man. If he's ratting away, let him score goals. It might get add on a few quid. I don't know. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Like, yeah. Then it's if he plays and doesn't score, is that going to affect his value if he goes? Because most Rangers fans fight. They didn't want him back. They'd rather have the money now. We've just went out and bought a couple of new strikers. Still got Defoe to come back. Yeah, it's all good. It's rosy up there. He's been in it. He's been lacklustre all season. He scored a couple of goals, but he hasn't been Alfredo. Like,
I think we might see him on the bench tomorrow, Bridgman.
Well, as I said earlier on, I've got a sneaking suspicion that the manager will play him. It's from the start. However, I agree to a certain extent. I agree with JFK, but my thoughts are you would leave him on the bench and bring him on the second half to see how he responds, and if he can show, then he shows. Other than that, I can't. I don't know whether we want to punish him. You know what I mean? I don't know whether the club want to punish him or what. I think we should just get over that hurdle, take that step. If it means he comes on after a half time or after that, that's fine. If he starts for the start, let's see what he can do. He's got to show us, the fans and the club, that he can do it. That's all I'm saying about that.
With yourself, Al, you gave your team, I can't remember, did you have Morelos in it?
Myself, yeah, I had Morelos.
You had Morelos in it, aye. So it'll be interesting, it's really interesting. And if you take his alleged behavioural issue last week, and Morelos was coming back for injury, we'd be saying, what a squad we've got. But I think I'm actually in the JFK camp with this one. I think if you put him right back in the team, it sends out a bad message to the rest of the players. JFK.
Aye, definitely, mate. I mean, I want Alfredo Morelos to be a Rangers player, remain a Rangers player. I don't want to sell him. I want him to stay. But if he can't just turn around and the manager can't turn and say his head's no in it now. He's not the player I want to be playing today. So I'm bringing that in and Roof in, and then 5 days later turn and say, he's been good in training. He's been good in training because he spat the dummy out and he decided, I better get my head together. But that's all right saying that. But you can't just say, okay, we're going to bring you back in. So for me, it's a bench. And we'll see what happens in the future. He might not be here after the international break. Things might happen. But for me, at the bench at the very best. So we'll see what happens.
He might not be here the morning.
That's true. That's true. You never know.
That's true.
You never know, You never know. But we're in a good place. The squad, and obviously with the Morelos, I'm not going to say saga because ain't a saga because it's only happened the last couple of weeks. It's no dragged on. And if he is playing tomorrow, I wish him all the best. Gary?
I hope he scores a hat-trick. I really do. I hope he bursts the net off the goalpost. I would have him in my team. And I've a couple of times I've wanted to punish him myself, to be honest, when he's just been sent off for stupid things and let the club down, basically. So I can... fans love him or they hate him. He's quite mad, but most of the fans love him. I think he's brilliant. I'd love to see him staying as well, but I think he is going to go, and I would rather him play and do what he does. Maybe got an extra few quid for him. If I was big and just came in, I'd be a bit confused, wondering what's going on here. Am I just going to came here to sit on the bench? Because he's been on fire all season. He's scored a rake of goals. So, I don't know. I'm glad I didn't make the choice, and that. But I'd like to see him play. I hope it can get on. I think Gerrard's been good with the subs this year and all. He's like utilised the 5 subs. He's made quite a lot of subs. So I think players will get a game. Like I'd like to see Barcy get a run out as well. Hard to drop Warner for him though. So we're looking good. We're looking good, plenty of positions, and it's a shitey pitch. Oh, sorry for swearing. It's not the best pitch we're going to be playing on.
No.
So he maybe have to, maybe be better leaving like Balogun and McGregor out. I don't know, but for me, if McGregor's fit, he's got to play, man. No disrespect to you boys who came in. He's only been here.
Is this your first time on the show, Gary?
No, I phoned him last night.
All right.
Hey, you get your soap.
Do you not remember the boys?
No.
Gary, please forgive him. Please forgive him, Gary.
It's the mad fighter.
Gary.
I listened to the show and I can remember, Gary. And you're hosting it, you can't. Oh.
I know what I was doing at the time, Gary. I was dreaming about JFK.
Oh, I'm going to give my wife a shout and tell her to put your name down for where she works. There's a better
Gary, I'm sorry,
Oh dear.
Gary, you tell him, son. Tell him.
You should be talking this much sense last night.
This pitch tomorrow, guys, is the worst out of all the pitches. All the pitches. It's the worst out of them all, Gary. The other ones are rubbish as well, but this one is the worst out of them all. You know, it's a horrible, horrible surface. People say it's all right to walk on. I've heard people say they've walked across it. I think Big George Logan said, have you, mate? And Big George Logan said it's good to walk on, but obviously for playing football, it's absolutely horrendous, you know. So the gaffer will pick a team that is singing. It's definitely not a game for players like Barker. Any game for Barker's no good for me anyway, because I don't rate him.
I'm not sure Barker will even get a place on the bench soon when everybody's fit, to be honest. I haven't seen nothing special about the boy either. He's got a contract, fair play to him, but I can't see him being there much longer, to be honest.
Did you not enjoy him playing in the Kilmarnock game? Did you not enjoy him playing there in the Kilmarnock game? I thought he was an excellent player.
That for me, a flash in the pan for me. I think he's a flash in the pan.
He's a flash in the pan.
I wouldn't give him a seat in the bench in my garden, mate. So it's
okay. Now, by the way, Jimmy, you're saying the exact same thing about Alfredo Morelos, really. You wouldn't give him a game, man.
No. It's for different reasons. I don't think Alfredo should be allowed just to walk into the team. Right? There should be a moniker, a punishment there. But
I think Alfredo's been lucky there's not been fans there the last wee while anyway. I think a few of them would
good point, mate. Yep, you're 100%.
Or can we reverse that and say maybe he's been unlucky that there weren't any fans there because he responds to the fans?
But I don't think he would respond as well with the
if you've been on here before, Gary, you're not going to tell twice.
And that's why I've not been talking.
Good man, Al. Good man, Al. You've learned. Al, right, so you gave your team, and we're talking about Morelos, we're talking about Barker. I don't think you could put the two of them in the same class, could you? You know?
No. Couldn't put them on the same bench either.
No. No, that's
Don't get me wrong. I mean, Barker, he's a professional, right? So, I mean, he needs to prove himself, but he needs to prove himself more often. Like the flash in the pan scenario. I mean, we've seen him play before, and he can stumble over the ball and run away with it. No. And that's not good enough. It's not good enough, not for Rangers, not even for Rangers reserve team or the under-21s. He played brilliant when he was with Hibs against us. He was an eye-opener, but now he's an eye-closer. When he gets the ball, you scrunch your face up thinking, what's he going to do?
I've got to be, I get your point. When you go, Gary?
I'm just saying, I didn't even get that because I know he's not going to do that much.
I thought he'd done okay.
I've just never seen it. He done okay, but he needs to do more, I think. I didn't run him, to be honest.
Done okay. So, anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Get yourself on mute. Boys on the phone, if you don't mind putting them on mute. We're going to have a tune from our Fox.
Have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Have you seen the boys in blue? Admired by all who know them. If you saw them, so would you. By all, they are good sportsmen. Fair play, they top the bowl. There's a roar that beats Old Hampden. They score a winning goal. From the slopes of dear old Ibrox, thousands gather for their play. They're glorious and victorious when the Rangers win the day. They have played way in Monaco. They have played in USA. But the greatest game in history is the game on New Year's Day. For it's the home of famous heroes, and their praises have been sung. They waddle Tory Gillick, Alan Morton and George Young. Oh, when all my life has ended, and when death has made its mark, they scatter all my ashes on the slopes of Ibrox Park. With the angels I'll be singing, out in heaven in the glen. I'll be happy and contented when the boys have won again. On my harp I will be playing in the sky way up above. I'll be singing, follow, follow, to the Rangers that I love.
Do you like that one, Bridge?
Oh, have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Of course. What a wonderful song. Wonderful. We've got some great songs, by the way. Great songs.
I particularly when you sing them. All right, I see we've mentioned fans there. And if the fans were there tomorrow at JFK, it'd be interesting to see what reaction Alfie would get, say, if he was warming up. If they blanked him or they'd be singing his name for the rooftops, you know. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'd be singing his name. He's a bear and he's pulling the jersey on. That might sound as if I'm contradicting myself, but I just think for the good of the team, the harmony, you just can't walk straight back into the team. But if I was there tomorrow, I would be cheering him because he's pulling on the blue. So I just think my idea of keeping them out, don't just let them walk back into the team. As Gary and Alan said, I mean, what was Itten thinking if I've been brought here for £4 million and all of a sudden because the guy spits the dummy out and he's getting back in the team, how does that leave him? You know, the manager's got to be strong. The manager said that he makes that decision for the good of the team. If he brings Alfredo in for me, then he's doing it for the good of the team, and I can agree with that. But in the same token, I don't agree with him bringing him in for the reason that he spat out the dummy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It'd be interesting, that'd be interesting. So we're talking about fans being there. It looks as if we might be back, or somebody's might be back at the game on the 12th of September.
Yep, Scumdy United.
Yeah, and we don't know the details yet, but it looks as if a few thousand fans will get into the game on the 12th of December, mate.
Well, it looks that way, but it'll be hard to see how Rangers can make this fair, and that'll be interesting to see what comes out in the very near future.
It's easy solved, isn't it?
No, what I'm talking about, this is where elitism comes in. You know, who will get that? You know, I've even seen comments
if there's 5,000 get in, it's 1 to 5,000, then the next 5,000 get in. If that's the way it's going to go.
Well, I'm reading comments today that the My Jers fans should get the first dibs on it.
Well, there's 25,000 in him.
Aye, I know, but they should get the first 5,000, whatever. Club 1872 might have something to say they want so many rare members in. You know, so...
what to do with Club 1872? The first and foremost season ticket holders. Yeah?
Well, I know that. What I'm saying is they going to pick it out for... You know my feeling on it. It's an easy thing to do. There's 9 sections at Ibrox, right? Right. So it's easy to do. Supposing they did let in 10,000, it's easy to spread 10,000 about Ibrox. But let's make sure that the 10,000 again to Ibrox is spread right across the board, and it's no 5,000 for the My Jers and let's make sure it's done, and let's make sure hopefully make sure that it's done in there's family friendlies, right? There's people who go in a group. Let's hope they don't pick 1 or 2 of that group.
Easy done, mate. Easily.
For you're saying it's easy, but you know it won't be that way.
You've got 2 years in one mouth, so just listen for a second, and a wise man will inform you how it should be done.
Oh, I'm listening.
Right. People will have to register. If they say there's 5,000 and it's going to take us 10 games to get rid of everybody, right? In theory. Bridgeman, you listening? You got the pen and paper ready?
Go on, pal.
Right, so everybody will say, right, I need to go. You, JFK and your boy, you would have to say, we'll go together, because there's no point one going to one game and one going to the next.
No.
Right, so you say we're together, or a bus will say we're together, and you'll get allocated one of the 10s. And the first 5,000 will get the next one game, the first 5,000 will get the next game, and so on and so forth. Now, somebody might get certain games that are better than others, but that becomes the luck of the draw.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the first 5,000 get in, the next 5,000 get in, and so forth, and everybody gets to see a game. You could argue it's like an old overtime route at Bridgeman, couldn't you?
Yeah, indeed. And you know, I think I heard later on today that I think somebody on Follow said they heard it in the news or something, that the game, the 12th of September, is that what it is? The date? Apparently that's the starting point, and then it's going to be incrementally raised. Mm-hmm. So whatever the number they're going to start with, let's say it's 1,000, that may be incrementally be raised to the next home game would be 1,500, just for saying sake, and so on and so forth. That I believe that's what's going to happen. How they draw the people, we've had this discussion there last week with JFK as well. I don't know how they're going to do it, other than it's got to be fair. It's got to be fair. I've got to go to every game at Ibrox.
We'll get a press pass. I told you before, you think I'm messing, you'll not be allowed in because they should be shielded.
He says there's not going to allow me in. I'm going to be broken hearted here, you. Shush.
JFK, I know we're taking the pee a wee bit, but That's the way it should work for me, mate. You know what I mean?
No, you're 100% Ox. Yeah, that's the way it should work. But look at the big kick-up we had here, and it didn't bother me about the My Gers fans being given first dibs on the Rangers shop.
Different thing altogether.
No. What I'm saying, what I'm thinking, I'm looking the way that Rangers might be thinking of doing it again. That's so it's all right saying it's a different thing altogether, but there's a lot of people to accommodate here to get into Ibrox, and it's how they do it. The way you're saying to do it, mate, is 100% fair, but it doesn't always happen the fair way, mate. And I'm just hoping that the Rangers don't go down that route of saying, well, the elite are going to get in first, you know.
Right, the fans with the deepest pocket.
No, it shouldn't be that at all. I mean, depending how we're going to be spaced out, I see that Brighton, they're playing Chelsea tomorrow. I think they've got 4,500 or something tomorrow, and everybody's spaced out 4 seats. You can't even sit together. So we don't know the details yet. But for me, it's just if you want to go, because there might be X amount of people who don't want to go. No. They're happy with their season ticket. They don't want to draw, so they say, "Don't put me in. I'm okay." So.
You're not getting an argument off me for 100% agree with you, mate. Your idea is a super idea. It's 100%. But what I hope doesn't happen is that the elite don't get the first dibs in it, you know, and leave. Which I don't like the word ordinary fan. But me and my boys sit in our corner under the Sandy Jardine East under the screen. You know, I'd like to think somebody's could get in there. I'd like to think like Bridgeman could get his seat up in the Copland rear, and like say you were here and you were in the main stand, and Fox in the main stand, you know, old school blue and his bit. No, but what I'm saying here is
we're in the elite. Me and Fox are in the elite.
No, well, you might think but don't forget, you forget who you were talking to last night, so you're not in the elite. But your idea is 100% correct, Oxia, and I go with it all the way. I just hope that Rangers are listening to people like you and say that is because I just hope they don't go down the road of getting the elite the first dibs on the first game.
I also don't want buses to be running when there's only 5 people on it.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Register for one game and let them all go as a bus so that they can run a bus. And you come, Gary, and then we'll go to Al.
I personally didn't know how they're going to sort it out or that like, but as you are saying, I just hope it's fair and no just dished out to the fans with the deepest pockets.
Hopefully. I mean, there's been fans at every game so far, let's be honest. There's been people in a hospitality paying money and watching the games. You know, that's already happening, you know. But for the actual seats in the stands, it should be done for me on a rota basis. Al, and you come, mate?
I've got a lighter side and a wee bit of humorous side, how to pick people to go forward to get tickets to go and watch the match. Everybody that shows an interest to go to one of the matches submits a player to do a penalty shootout. The player misses that you've asked for, then you don't get a ticket. If the player scores, you're into the next round. Wee bit of humour, wee bit of fun.
I want Brandon Barker to take my penalties.
I knew that was going.
No, my luck, I get Tav.
No, in my luck, I'd get Alfredo Morelos.
Can I just say that I reckon the elite that is the Copland rear should all get going to watch the games. That's what I think.
Well, gentlemen, many years ago, my mum used to work in Ibrox Tech office. She worked there for the mid-80s through the mid-90s, and I pity the person who picks the names out the hat, so to speak.
That's how I wouldn't pick any names out the hat, mate.
I know.
That's how I would. If you start doing that and you start having a draws, and if people then get a number, it wouldn't be difficult. You just email everybody out. There's your number. It's for this number to that number, and if half of the people in the first lot don't want it, you move on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, it's easy to do. 500 people in every stand. There's nine sections, upper, down, blah, 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 right? And you put 500 in each of these stands, right? Copeland front, Copeland rear, Broomloan front, and blah, blah, blah. and the 3 tiers that's in the main section, the enclosures, the main stand and the club deck. Put 500 in each of them, and actually giving you 4,500 fans. That'd be fantastic. Then everybody's accommodated. And if I don't get the first game, fine. If I hopefully get the second game, I'm happy. No, I'm not greedy. I'm not greedy.
As long as fans are getting back, eh?
As long as we're all getting a shot at it, mate. Aye.
And it won't be too long before it's a full stadium.
No,
yeah, exactly. As long as fans are starting to get back, I'll up and up and up. So hopefully it isn't too long before it's full.
I think things might move quickly. Hopefully the numbers sort themselves out. The deaths are falling dramatically and we can move on and people can go on with their life. But I maybe don't see it this side of Christmas, if I'm being honest, JFK.
No, I don't see it at all this season, guys. We're thinking into the politics. I think we've got a bad winter maybe to come and it might all start to kick off again. I don't see it. I can see this season being maybe a maximum 5,000 to 10,000 in big stadiums like Ibrox and other stadiums that we don't mention. But for me, I can't see it. I'd love to see the first full stadium of fans. It would be the Rangers game against the Puddle Drinkers in the new year. That'd be fantastic if we had a full house for that, but I can't see it. That's just my personal opinion. Just what I'm reading and seeing and listening to.
Well, we'll see. Well, if people want to join us, we'll park that one on the tickets and we'll see how that unravels. But let's hope there is a bit of fairness in it, JFK. If people want to join us, what's the number, mate?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in a Cobby Fox and Old School Blue. We're now looking forward. Big style to tomorrow's game. I'll give you my team. You're listening? The back four and the goalkeeper, same as last week. I would put Big Balogun on the bench because I think coming back from injury, it's maybe not the best surface. For that reason only. That's the only reason I would do it. Midfield, Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack, and I think he'll play back for tomorrow. I can't put back in my team. I can't do it. So I need to bring Kamara in, put Stephen Davis forward. Ryan Kent, Itton and Roof. That's what I think the team will be tomorrow. Morelos will be on the bench. Balogun will be on the bench. McGregor will be on the bench. Arfield will be on the bench. Not a bad bench. We'll go at JFK.
That's a good bench. Aye. I know she never gave Barker a spot in the bench here.
I forgot about him.
Right. That's a good team. I'm happy with that team. I would play Jack, Kamara and Davis in there. And with the 3 up front, Kent, Itton and Roof on the right. So I'm happy with that. And the same back 4 and McLaughlin in goal. I'm happy with that. Sorry?
So carry on, somebody did a bad back.
That's more or less the team that I'd have picked, mate. So it's and
I'm going for a 3-0 win for the Bears, a 3-0 win tomorrow for Rangers.
Well, I've not got one right so far, so I'll go for 4.
Right. How do you see the game on tomorrow, Gary?
I'm hoping there's some teams due a pounding, like they're due a right hammering. I think if we got an early goal, Hamilton's a really young team. It could be 4 or 5, like. So I'm going to go 5, hopefully 5-0.
They are. I've seen them.
Wow.
Against them. I've seen them against them, and they were a team of pups, mate, weren't they?
Aye.
They're a really young team, eh? Fair play to them for doing it, like, because that team will get better as the season goes on. But an early goal, I think, all the pressure. I'm going for 5-0. It could be more. It could be. Hopefully, it's more, but 5 a day.
All right. What about yourself, Al?
Well, Gary, I see you're 5, and I'm going to raise you up to. I think it's going to be 6-0.
6-0. Marvellous. Marvellous.
And who's going to score your goals, mate? 6. Who's going to score them?
I guarantee you they'll be wearing a blue strip.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Do you know something? I feel as though with this team we've got just now, there's going to be goals coming from everywhere, and it's not going to always solely be the one individual getting a hat trick. I think it's going to be spread across the team. I think it's going to be a case of a go a player.
I think Goldson and Barisic will score them more, and maybe Tav as well.
Yep.
Bridge, I'll put you down for 1-0, all right?
Yeah, I'm going for a 1-0, yes. A 1-0 mollification. Hopefully about 3 or 4-0. But at least a 1-0, 3 points, clean sheet, happy.
Aye,
well, we've all got clean sheets tomorrow.
Did you take notice that I said that I really did think that McLaughlin would start in goals, and I think that Balogun will play centre-half.
What do you want me to do? Highlight it in a nice colour?
No. I'm just saying that's my team. That's my defence. Balogun, we're going to play in defence tomorrow.
It's not the first time you've said that. That's my defence, Your Honour.
Vine Street Police. What?
Well, the Rose and Gammon in there are rubbish.
Shocking. The whole thing's shocking.
Oh, I was wondering about that frothy bit. Was the tap of my tea? But it wasn't. It wasn't the milk.
Memories.
Oh, it's shocking. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that often to me. Never. Not really.
I've not been in the new Partick one, but I've heard the cuisine and it's quite good.
The new Partick one.
The New Age Warrior, he's been in it.
God. New Age Warrior, right enough. Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you what, Bridgeman and Fox were involved. Well, that's all I'm saying, Jeff.
What a shocker.
There you go.
What a shocker. And by the way, I want Brandon Barker in my midfield.
Hey, you played him tomorrow.
What's that?
You got him to score your one play.
Well, I'm going for Barker to play instead of oh God Almighty, what's the boy? I can't remember the names. Not Arfield. The other boy. Oh, jeez. Never mind. I can't forget. I can't remember. Kamara.
Davis.
I want Davis. I want Jack Davis and Barker
Davis.
in the midfield.
Harold
Davis, please.
So are you going to go for Barker scoring his goal?
Well, he get a penalty. He'll do fine. Aye.
I'll be really interested to see if he retains his place, JFK.
I've been really shocked, mate. But again, the gaffer makes that decision.
Morelos not playing in the team sort of took a big chunk of the sort of.
He's got to play tomorrow. But he's got to be. He's my centre forward anyway. Let's put it that way.
Right. But Morelos.
Yeah, I agree.
One at a time, lads. One at a time. Morelos not playing sort of took the main story last week, particularly in the pre-match show. Yeah. We never really highlighted on Barker playing. I think people were pretty surprised and. We were a bit flat, but after the game we won comfortably and we were fair and everybody was fair. But really, Barker had done nothing to even get a start. But the gaffer got it right, Gary.
At times he was your best player in the first half against Kilmarnock, right? I just think there's better players than Barker that should be playing in front of him. I hope he starts the morning and scores a hat-trick, but and he's not on my team, as you said. Stevie G picks the team. It's up to him.
Do you think he'll start seriously?
No, he wouldn't even be on the bench. I don't think.
No, but do you think the manager will start him after last week?
He might. He never done much wrong last week.
I'm surprised he started last week, mate, didn't it?
I was surprised he started last week. But as Stevie G picks the team, he must be seeing something in training every day. He's with a player every day for hours and hours, so I don't know. I wouldn't have him in the team. I'm not doing anything severely wrong with that. I just think there's better players there could be playing in front of him, and no disrespect to that to the boy. But I wish him all the well in the future. I just hope it's no Rangers, that's all. To be fair,
I'm going to give you Fox's team. I've just been sent Fox's team, yes?
Yep.
You listening to this? So he's got McLaughlin in goals, Tav captain, penalty takers, taking off free kicks. That's what he wrote on his thing. He's got Hollander and Balogun in defence with Barisic. He's then got Jack and Davis. Yes. And then in front of them, he has got Brian Kent, Alfredo Morelos, Kemar Roof, and he's put Cedric Itten up top. He's playing a 4-2-3-1.
Fox likes that, doesn't he?
That's a positive team, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Aye, that sounds deadly. I think we'll go have a look at the bottom more than that. That could work, right? Why no? Keeps everybody happy.
Aye. That's the team Foxes went for. That's an attacking team, Al, isn't it? You might get your 6.
I'll tell you what, to be honest, as long as the formation's good, they play well and they score 6 goals, I'll be happy.
All right, okay. So if it's 5-0, you'll be down.
Aye, I'll be gutted. You'll be phoning me up tomorrow going what happened to the 6th goal. I'll probably turn around and tell you it's because Brandon Barker wasn't playing. We lost the 6th goal through him.
Men are likely. JFK, people want to join us. What's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online, and Old School Blue or Foxy will bring you in and look after you. Enjoy yourself.
What did you make of the Fox 11? I see rationale. Alfie attacking, joining up with Itten, Roof coming in for the right, Kent coming in for the left. They can all interchange. There's pace, there's skill, there's goals. I get his idea.
I got his idea. Sorry, pal.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying it would solve a lot of problems being able to play them all. It'd be good to see them all in the park as well, like that, and it would cure a few headaches, I would imagine, as well, accommodating them all. If they could all play together, which I didn't see any reason they couldn't. So.
Aye. Real positive. That's Fox's like that. He's quite a positive guy. You know?
Forward thinking and that.
Aye, yes.
Can I come in with something?
Yes, mate.
Right, I've got a slight concern that's just dawned on me over the last 24 hours.
Is it a rash? Is it a rash?
No, not at all. Now, we've got Jack playing in our midfield, right? And he's also been picked for the Scotland squad, right? And I think it's the Czech Republic who have now been put onto this list.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to lose Jack when they come back for a couple of weeks?
Did you hear the press conference today?
I thought that was about Borna Barisic.
No, they were talking about everybody who's going to be in international duty.
Well, all right, was it everybody then? Right, cool. Cool.
Aye.
Because I thought for a second there that the Mankey mob across town would have probably used some form of excuse, don't let the players go if they were going to come up and meet us, kind of thing, you know. I was slightly concerned because I didn't want to lose Jack for the midfield at all.
Aye. Well, no, it's not going to affect him. Hopefully he comes back with a clean bill of health. Hopefully all our players come back with a clean bill of health. JFK, I don't know if you picked up last night. God, we've got some internationalists all of a sudden, haven't we?
13 we've got, mate. Aye.
Wow.
And Bridge, it's Scotland you live in.
Was it a bad clue or was it a bad contestant?
Well, it was a good clue for the first time you said it, but when you had to say it for about the 5th or 6th time, I thought to myself, oh, right, okay, Bridge, I'm shouting down the phone, you stay in Scotland! God bless him, I love him. I'd listened to that what the gaffer had said. 13 players we've got. I didn't pick up I know it's far flung, but has Alfredo been mentioned for the Colombian squad?
Oh no, that'll be a good one.
Is he?
I'll check that.
Because I don't know what kind of travelling that would. Obviously, it's a lot of travel. If Colombia get a game, has he been called up for it? I wouldn't like that, no. But I don't know. But no, the gaffers kind of talked about that the day about who the players that were going to be gone, and how it would be dealt with. But you all know my feelings on Scotland, especially. I wouldn't have any my Rangers players playing for Scotland, but that's just me. That's me, mate. I wouldn't kick a ball for them at all. And I've always been like, I've never been to a Scotland game in my life, mate. And I've no intention of doing. I watch them maybe in the telly if it's watchable, but I'm not a Scotland man at all. I'm not a tartan tranny man. No. So has he got to, has Colombia called him up next year?
I'm just checking it, mate. I'll keep a minute. Anyway, we've been joined. I think it's Andy Phillips. Even Andy.
How you doing, boys? All right.
Andy boy.
You know, Andy.
I know bad. Everybody okay? That's good.
Good.
Yeah. What my team would be, I would have the same team as last week, taking 2 out, and the 2 I would take out is Davis because he's just coming back for the injury. I've set him on the bench, and the one that I'll throw in there for you, I would have Backer out, and I would put Stewart in there because he knows how to play on them pitches.
And who you putting in for Davis?
It'd have to be Kamara, wouldn't it? I would have thought, like, not that I would do in my mind, but that's where I think he would go. But the Barker one, no, not at all. Not good, but not on that pitch, no.
It surprised everybody that he started last week. Come on, let's be honest, it did.
Definitely. I mean, he's only had the 1 game since he's been there, and there's nothing to suggest that he'll play like that like he played last week, is it? What we've seen before us, like. But that's what I'd do myself. I think that boy Stewart could do a job for us in certain games. He just don't get given a chance. And he knows how to play on their pitches, doesn't he?
He's not getting the best of luck. Even last week when he had that cameo and the boy kicked it off the line, he'd got a goal,
He has been really unlucky a few times, Stuart, hasn't he? He's been unlucky. He gets in good positions in that, like, I'll give him that.
A clever football player, mate. He's not the worst player we've ever had,
No, definitely, no.
Definitely. But I'm not saying he's maybe the standard that we want to take is where we want to go, but sometimes you need squad players, and he's done okay when we've seen him. We've just not seen a lot of him. Andy.
To be honest, when we were talking about the teams that there, Stuart never even came into my mind. Then as he mentioned them, I totally forgot about him anyway. But I think there's better players there. But fair play. So if the boy's doing well, give him a game. But he doesn't get in my team. But
he's an intelligent football player, but. I think that one of the problems he got, he sort of played on the right side of the front three with Kilmarnock and Aberdeen, and I think then he's never got really a run in the team, so I don't think the manager fancies him that much.
No, I'm the same there. I don't, but I think he, like in the past we were a great team. We've had a lot of carriers in with team, and I think he could be turned at that. If you gave him a 25 minutes here or a 25 minutes there, I think he can change your game. I think he's like you just said, he's a very intelligent player. But like it's the same with Doherty, isn't he? I think what it is with Gerrard, if he don't like him, I don't think he treats him badly, but he just doesn't give him a chance, does he? Mm-hmm. And that's how I think he sees it. I mean, I wouldn't even have Kamara in, but I'm just picking it out at the top. I'm not good with him. I know. I think he makes number of chances he's get away in the back there and that but he doesn't look up, does he, when he's passing the ball back? So, but I can't think of anybody else in the midfield that we've got there off the top of my head. But
Arfield was mentioned.
Arfield, yeah, but I don't see when he's coming on, right. I've got a theory about him. He's lost his place right now, but see when he comes on, for me, he doesn't look like he wants to get his shirt back. I can't even understand that with him. I mean, he's here. It's probably his last run. We're going for trophies here, and he said, "I've not come to this club not just to wear the shirt. I've come to win trophies." But you would think when he would come on the park, he'd be busting his balls to get back in there and do the business and all that. It surprises me with him. Because he's a good player, but see when he takes shots and all that powder puff, isn't he? You know, he doesn't hit him hard enough. He didn't put the laces through him. But he's an intelligent player as well at times. It's a weird one with him. I'm baffled with him. I really am. But there you go. And that's for Morelos. Well, I'd play Morelos when he was played last week. We've got to stand firm with him. You can't just bring him straight back into the team. That just don't send out the right message at all. Their players are going to be looking, hang on a minute, what's going on here? You know, and the Armory seems okay now. Let him. If he's going to be there, let him stay for a few weeks. Then if he's there, he stays in, and he really puts it in training, gets back and starts scoring the goals. That's the way you go. I mean, you can't just bring him straight back in. That's just ridiculous.
I agree. I mean, you can't play Morelos tomorrow for me. I just don't think that he should be given the chance. Use it as if that's the right word, a punishment. You know, I'm happy for him to become a sub and come on. But I say if the gaffer plays him, then he plays him, and he does it with all your best wishes. And look, we know he's a great goal scorer, and we know what he's done for us in the past. He was a Europa League top scorer last season, and you can't take that away from him. And some of the goals he scored have been absolutely fantastic. But for the goodness of the team, you've got to follow through with, if you want to call it the punishment. He didn't just drop him to the bench last week, guys. He put him in the stands. So on the bench this week, come on the second half, you know, and it shows what we all know you can do and put the ball in the back of the net. I don't care if he's got a sour grape face or no. That's Alfredo Morelos. That's the way he is. Too many people read into it. Too many people read into the faces he makes and all that. That's the way he's always been. So bench for me, definitely the bench for me, mate.
Andy's going to the stand.
I've got him on the park. Right?
No.
He's one of the biggest wages. He's one of the biggest wages as well. It's like just chucking your money away. It's like sending your, it's like paying your workers. And
there's two sides to that coin, isn't there? If they know he's gone and negotiations are taking place, he might not own the part tomorrow because obviously you're protecting an asset that's going to leave you. If nothing's really happening, you've got to look at the morale side of the whole squad. Or if you think morale's all right, you then start looking to whether you play your best player because he might be playing going forward. It's all yin and yang. Bridgeman.
Yin and yang is the right phrase, isn't it? It's all yin and yang. I think, can we talk about Morelos a wee bit?
Oh, that's what Andy Rose.
Just a wee bit, but I think that Morelos is the best player we've got in our books, without a doubt. He's a marvellous player. All round good guy when he's scoring goals, and he makes a huge contribution to the rest of the team and the well-being of the team. And I just think that we really need. I believe our manager has to look at that and say, is he fit? And if he's fit, he's the best player we've got. He should play him for the benefit of the team. And that's the way I look at it. I'm not trying to be two-faced about things. I personally still don't think he'll ever kick a ball for Rangers, right? Because he'll be away. But
I think he is away.
Well, it might be that. I think the guy is. If Rangers could just get his head right, then we might still have a right good player in our hands. But gee whiz,
we've been joined by Denver Bear.
Right?
Evening,
Denver Bear. Hiya, pal.
Afternoon, guys. How are we this fine and sunny day?
Fine and sunny day.
Here's the deal. I think we just play the same team as we started with last week. That's my thoughts on it.
You get Barker playing again?
Aye, hey, bother. Aye, the guy, because this time last year we were all right enough. Barisic, remember? We were all saying get him, and he turned good. So I'm sticking with the boy. He showed a bit last week, and I'm sticking with him.
All right, okay, all right. I've still not seen anything that thinks me he's a long-term solution for our team. I think he done okay last week, Denver.
Aye, I totally agree with you, Ox, but you know what? We're just too quick to write people off, as a support. That's the way I feel about it. And I'd give the boy a chance again, you know. Maybe on that tight pitch tomorrow, maybe it'll be a good place for him, you know.
All right. Well, nobody's really mentioned Hadji. I noticed the gaffer JFK mentioned that Hadji had a wee knock. He must have got that modelling for Castor.
You're writing him off again.
I'm still
Denver. I think there's a player in there. I just don't think he's ready.
Nah.
All right. Okay.
I'm like your Sherlocks, yeah. The jury's it's in for me. I just don't know what it is with him. I'm no keen on him at all. Has he been played out of position? I don't know. I've watched different clips of him, and he looks a decent player, but they don't tell the whole story. For me, he's a bench for me again tomorrow. He's got to prove himself for me that he's worthy of a place in the first 11, and what he's doing now is no go it for me. So, bench for me at the very most again, mate.
Is your idea of playing the exact same team because we won the match, Denver?
Yep, that's it, exactly. I just think keep the winning. If it's no broke, don't fix it, you know. That's it. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Gary, in you come. There's rationale in that, isn't there?
Definitely. Can I just say something about Scott Arfield as well? I think there's something wrong with him. Like the runs into the box and the goals and that Arfield used to score were second to none, and I just not seen that out of him this season. Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Central Park Boulevard.
Denver's get a sat nav on.
Can't find my way about. I've only been here for 24 years.
Gary. Central Boulevard. You must be going to Clydebank Bridge. On you go, Gary.
I was just saying, I think there's something up with Arfield. I think he's a quite intelligent player with the runs into the box and the goals he used to score. No seen that at all for him this season. I don't know if there's something wrong with him or I don't know. He looks a bit starstruck. He looks like there's something up with him actually. I don't know what it is, but he's just been lacking his usual Arfield days. Usually, like Jack Russell, he's everywhere, but he runs into the box and he scored a few big goals for us last year. We've not seen none of that at all this year. Like none of it.
Not seen much of him really, but have we? You know, in other games.
Been on a few times I've seen him like cut a times for the bench, right enough. But
has he started?
You didn't just become a bad player, and you didn't lose that instinct anyway, or a couple of months or whatever.
No.
So I'm hoping we'll see a lot more for him. I think we will. And Hadji as well. I think we saw glimpses of what Hadji could be last year as well. He's been a wee bit off the boil. Stevie said he's had a wee knock in that there. I think we'll see big things for Hadji. Hopefully.
I hope you're right.
I think because he's had some magic moments. He'll stay. He's no grip the game in the scruff of the neck and dominated it yet. Seen that in glimpses.
Frank Sinatra had some magic moments, but you wouldn't play him tomorrow.
Well, I just think there's a lot more to come from him like that. So,
Denver, what's your view on the Morelos situation, mate?
I'm delighted he's selected him for tomorrow. I know he's not picked the team yet, but you know how I feel about him, Ox. I just love the wee guy. And I'm not going to...
Sorry.
I'm not going to turn on him.
Aye. We shouldn't turn on him, mate.
I'm not going to turn on him. Hopefully, I totally agree with you guys, but he starts on the bench tomorrow. There's no way you can play him for the start. No way.
We don't turn on good manager. Professional way he dealt with it. Didn't sit at a press conference with a big red nose and deal with it, you know what I mean?
Well, there's always that poison dwarf element, you know.
But you saying, Gary, what we come in with there, mate?
No, I was just going to say I agree that he says he loves Morelos. If if he's fit, he's playing. I just said I agree. That's all.
Aye. So we'll see how it.
Can I ask?
Sorry,
I was going to ask Denver. His starting 11 for the moment. That's all.
Same as last week.
I know you were on the show
week.
yesterday, but you've no work to do. I run the show, you know you. Right, on you go. Gary, have you got something you want to ask Denver?
No, I already said.
Gary, don't do
it.
He just doesn't get to speak to many people from Colorado. Ops.
But you're from Bishop Briggs.
No. I was born and brought up in Colorado. You can tell by the accent.
Denver, can I ask you a question?
Go for it, bro.
Right, well, my normal job, I have to deal with Shriver Air Base. So, do you ever go down that way?
Shriver Air Base. Where is it in Colorado, do you know?
Just 50 miles away from Pueblo.
Pueblo, no. I don't go as far south as Pueblo.
Right, because in my job I have to deal with the American Air Force. So I thought you might have you ventured down that way.
I
was on at 10 o'clock. You used to get a room.
Different time difference.
You know what I mean? JFK, what's it like?
What can I say here? Just get a room, guys.
You
just get
Pablo. We thought you mentioned Mr. Escobar.
Aye, so did I.
I've got a question for you guys. Okay, so JFK, season ticket holder, Bridgeman, season ticket holder. Who else is a season ticket holder?
Me. You know what?
I know, but
everybody
you don't get to see the games every week. You don't come up every week. But so how does it feel, Bridge and JFK, watching the games at Ibrox on the telly? How does that feel for you?
Well, it was rubbish at the start, but it's starting to get okay. I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow, Denver. I think it's what it is I think I'm resigning myself to that's the way I'm going to be watching it for the foreseeable, and hopefully come September I'm one of the lucky few that get in. Just need to grin and bear it at the moment in time and see what happens. We spoke about this before. Myself and Oxy, I spoke about. I mean, it's not a great setup, but it's better than seeing nothing at all, Denver. And having your season ticket and being able to watch it on Rangers TV with the coverage that they're doing is good, mate. So I'm pleased, and I'm back to looking really forward to the game tomorrow, like I usually. So I'm happy as we go on the new, mate. So we'll see what happens in the next 5, 6, 7 weeks. Who's allowed in and how many? But I'm okay with the new. I'm all right with the new, mate.
Aye. Well, just to let you know, Jimmy,
a big social aspect being missed out as well, Denver.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Just to let you know, JFK. Mind Big Stevie gave my boy that Erskine scarf, that orange Erskine scarf.
Aye, Samuel.
Samuel. He went to college there last week. He went down to Fort Lewis College down in Durango, Colorado. So he said the first game tomorrow, he's getting his roommates in, and he's starting the Fort Collins Rangers, or Fort Lewis Rangers Supporters Club. So he's got that orange scarf hanging on his wardrobe.
Good. Did you hear Big Al's comment the other night? If you were listening about get through the shopping mall in Australia.
Aye, there's one of the puddle drinkers.
Aye, gave me a row. He says, I've got to give you a row, JFK. I'm walking down the mall elevator. And my lassie shouted, there's a puddle drinker, Dad. Oh, good stuff.
I told you Peyton did that saying.
I know, mate, but it's Rangers Radio, so we'll keep it at that. But that's brilliant. Yeah, good stuff.
How's everything in your world, Denver? Everybody's safe and.
Aye, everybody's fine. It's kind of weird. It's like, every time you go to a job site now, you've got to get your temperature taken and all that nonsense, and wearing masks and all that carry on. But the boozers are open and all, and the restaurants are open and all that. But it's kind of weird. Just weird all this shit.
Dave, you said you've been over there for 24 years. When you first went over, how did they get on with your accent?
You still don't get on with my accent. Every day is the same. It's a surprise I don't suffer from laryngitis because nobody understands a word I say, you know.
So just get a tape recorder, say it and repeat it.
Aye, that's it, you know. Just weird.
That's that same everywhere. Same everywhere.
Aye,
anyway, how's the job treating you?
Very well, Bridge. Aye, I'm working in it right at this moment. I'm heading to a job site, so it's all good. You know, I've landed on my feet here, Bridge. You know, so it's all good. You know.
Well pleased for you, pal. Well pleased. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, Bridge.
Are you any plans to come out, Denver?
You know, I was looking at it. You know, events I was wanting to come out for. You know, but I don't think we're started up in that quarry business again, Ox. You know, so and you know, I think you've got to quarantine for 14 days. So that's just not going to work, you know. But
let's assume things get back to normal. Have you got any plans to come out, or things get back to normal say in the new year?
Aye, if it get back to normal, I'm not coming back in February ever again though. After that 2 weeks I was spent that 10 days. I never saw rain like in my life. Oh, fuck. It's unbelievable, man. I swore I'll never come back. But you know, if we get back to normal and we get some fans back in the stadiums, I'm thinking about maybe coming out in like April or May. So that's a plan.
All right, mate.
That sounds better.
If we're going for the league and all that, you're not getting my tickets, all right?
Well, I never got your tickets the last time, eh? Never did I? Did I know?
No, get was told that.
Good stuff.
Oh dear. All right, right. Well, we're all pretty confident tomorrow, Denver. What's your score?
I'm going to go 2-0. You know, it's one of the games at this moment you're looking forward.
What he's breaking up? He's breaking up, Bridge. In you come, Bridge.
Hey, I want for a score tomorrow. I'm going 1-0.
Yeah, I know that, mate. But come in because Denver's breaking up.
Oh, just come in because he's breaking up.
Aye. I've got you doing for 1-0 for now to the end of the season.
I think I hope Denver. I hope things are good here when Denver gets the chance to come across again, and he doesn't go through some of the problems that we would experience if he came now. So hopefully next year, like he says, maybe April, May time, it may be a far better month to come. And hopefully the weather's good and so on and so forth. Because we don't want to come over and the things to be wrong for him, you know. And you need to make sure you get a ticket for him. I don't know if he's bringing his laddie. If he brings his laddie, he needs to get tickets. So you and Foxy better get your act together and get him tickets.
I'll just take your ticket for him.
No, I can't take my ticket. I'm on the Scotland rear.
Easy, isn't it, JFK?
Oh, definitely. He's no well to go to the game, so Denver can have his ticket.
You know what I mean? You're ripping this Samo I've been ill and all that, so you can't go to the football for at least a year.
What a show.
Those with sliders will get in. Was that, mate?
If there's any tickets going, don't forget about Alan down in Hampshire.
Well, Alan, keep in contact here. Keep in contact, Alan. Just if I've put a request in, and if anybody out there in the Rangers world can help you, then they will, mate. So it's not a promise, but if you put a request in and then something happens, you never know. But nothing's ever guaranteed, mate.
Because I work for the Air Force, I don't get every weekend off, so I do shift work. So it's been always really hard to get up the roads and get to see the faces.
If you work for the Air Force, you just get it.
I work for the British and American Air Force. That's why I was going to Denver.
Get up you get.
Get away, drop you off.
So what is it like? Is it just the opposite to day shift, or is it?
Well, it's night shift, day shift, 8 to 8. But I do get some time off after night shift to go into day shift. But no, I've got RAF Odeum round the corner. I might see if I can steal a Chinook to fly up. In case there's a helicopter Sunday again, I've got the vehicle.
You can always borrow stuff at your work, can't you?
Well, that's it. Unfortunately, my job entails space, so I hate to go up there to borrow something.
They borrow that. By the way, see if you're coming up for Hearts, you're going to drop in and pick me up.
He's got his own element.
Well, you know the old Chinooks. You know you can almost get a football team in there.
I don't care about anybody else, as long as you pick me up.
You could pick up in Cumbria. He could come up with you. That'd be brilliant, by the way.
But if and when it does settle out, just drop a wee message in, and as I say, you never know. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, mate. Nothing's guaranteed. If somebody can help you, they certainly will.
Well, because my mum used to work in Ibrox ticket office, I'm sure I've still got a few connections up at the ticket office. I wonder if there's still all those faces that work up there.
That's corruption and unfairness. JFK, have a go. You're against that totally.
Oh no, I knew a gentleman who worked in there before and that, but he never ever did me any favours, so I'm not up for that.
What was his name?
I'm not naming his name.
All these elite fans.
Yeah. Yeah, you get in there, tell him, Gary. You tell that JFK. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Aye. He never done me any favours anyway.
Well, as I said, my mum worked up there, and it was in the mid-80s, early 90s. And my uncle, he worked there as well. And bless their hearts, both of them are no longer with us. But I used to get all the tickets. I mean, even some of the fat cats got up to Aberdeen, used to get on a plane with them as well. But I used to love going to all the matches. Aye.
He's at it, him, isn't he? He's just
honestly, straight up, it's the absolute truth. My mum worked in the Ibrox ticket office for a good decade. Beside my uncle, who worked there as well, we got to know all the different players and all that. She had a wee fan favourite, which was Davy Cooper. Used to chase him around the place.
We've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. What's your name, mate?
My name's Dale. I've been out in Los Angeles for about 25 years.
All right, mate.
How you doing, Dale?
I can hear it in your accent.
I am good. Did I do right and put it on mute? I can't hear myself talking, which is a good thing.
You're all right, mate. You're perfectly sound. If you've any trouble with the computer, we'll send Bridgeman out to Los Angeles to help you.
I will not bother. Aye, it'd be good to get a visitor with a good Scottish voice for a change.
How you doing, Dale? What's on your mind, mate?
Nothing much, mate. You know, I mean, I watch or I listen to your show all the time.
Right.
I watch all the Rangers games. I'm looking forward to the man tomorrow. I got my Castor shirt delivered, but I think I've put it already.
How was it?
What's that?
How was your shirt?
It's a bit wee for me, but it's because I've got a bit bigger.
All right, okay. So there's nothing wrong with the shirt, just your body.
It's just the body needs sorted a wee bit. That's all. But
you've went for a small to a medium.
Maybe I sized up for that. Size up. But no, I mean, I was back in the 70s. There, I used to ball boy for Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, in the recent passing of Tom Forsyth and all that, remember, he was brilliant in the dressing room. They used to let us into the dressing room. I don't know why. They used to give us a wee bottle of Garvey's at half time and 50 pence a game. And you know, that 50 pence was enough to get me from Ibrox back to Bishop Briggs. You know what I mean? That's where I grew up.
You must know Denver Bear, because that's what he comes to as well. Bishop Briggs.
He comes from Bishop Briggs. What's his real name?
Well, we can't say that on.
No, you can't say that online. Aye, all right. Aye.
We can't say it online. But it's strange. It's strange they're both on the west, or out west anyway. He's up in Colorado, Denver, Colorado. And you're so
you really like
Los Angeles.
Well, it's a long way to go. I know it's nowhere near it.
Oh, aye. It's too cold in the winter, you know. I don't want to go up there in the winter.
I'm trying to remember the boy's name. We have a boy that phones in for Orange County, California.
All right, I mean, I used to go to the games all the time. There was a pub called The Crest. It's still there, but it used to be the Rangers Supporters Club, and that's where the Orange County Rangers Supporters Club used to gather on the Saturday mornings and stuff. You know, we're down there at but 4 o'clock in the morning.
Barry, Baz for Orange County, Bazza,
God. I could probably know him. You know, It's been a while because I've been streaming on the Rangers TV for years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's a lot easier to sit in your house. You know, I'm not phoning about the place at 10 o'clock in the morning steaming. You know what I mean? So it's better being in the house. It's a lot safer. You know, so.
But you don't enjoy yourself as much.
No, I don't. That's the thing. It's just a wee bit different out here, where you know you've not got that many people running about you that you know, unless you go to one of these things, and it's kind of died away. I think they moved back down to Orange County, which is a bit of a drive for me,
right?
As well. But the boys were great. You know, they used to drive all the way up, and I still know them. I still keep in touch with them.
How long have you been listening to us dates for then?
It'll be a couple of years now.
Right, okay, mate. And what made you phone in the night? What made you phone in the night?
I've been trying, right? I got Skype on the phone. I'm not particularly tech savvy or anything like that. And I mean, I've got the computer hooked up to the telly and that. And I'm going, I need to get in touch with, because I'm running about the same age now, you know, as a lot of you boys. Well, maybe no Fox, but I don't know.
35. Fox is 35.
Oh, is he 35? Oh, man, he's just a baby, man. I'll tell you that. But I've been listening for the last couple of years. I always enjoyed just the pattern and all the rest. And it's nice. The good thing about it is that it's nice and clean. You know, it's just it's easy to listen to, and it's, you know, to me it's just no bother. So I tune in, and especially in a lot of downtime that I've had, you know, since the COVID thing as well. You know, I kind of look forward to it coming back on again, you know.
Well, brilliant deal. Brilliant, mate. And listen, mate, you're welcome to come on here any time. It's great to hear bears, and the fact that you're sitting in the west coast of America listening to us just tickles us. GFK before we go to bridge.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Nice to have you on here. We have callers for all corners of the globe, and it's great to hear that there's bears away as far afield as yourself, mate. And keep up the good work out there, and keep the old Scots accent going. I can hear it there.
Oh, I know. It's never changed, mate.
Oh, definitely, mate.
I'm going through the same thing as Denver Bear. It's you've got to, you know, I'm surprised I've got any voice at all.
Do you get air at all to see any of the Gers, mate?
I haven't been. No, I've not been to the pubs or anything because they've all been shut. So I've not seen a lot of the boys.
No, but I mean, do you get to Scotland to see the Rangers at any time?
No. The last time I was back was 2008, but I was actually I'll not keep these, but back in 2007 when Rangers came out to play LA Galaxy,
right.
I was actually lucky enough. My sister-in-law found out where they were all staying.
All right.
It was in a place called, it was the Hilton Hotel in Torrance. You wouldn't believe that. There's a place called Torrance round the corner from me. And,
nothing changed for you then, is there?
No, nothing changed. No, I know. It's about 2-3 miles up the road. But I went out and I was waiting there all night. And me and my pal, the twos were getting a wee bit drunk and that. And then all of a sudden, the whole Rangers team walked in. It was Walter Smith and Ian Durant. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. I was totally starstruck. I could have seen MD out here and it wouldn't have bothered me. But seeing the whole Rangers team walking in, and they went down to the Crest, that pub in Torrance, the very next day, and they had they just went round all the Rangers fans and all the rest of it and just greeted them. It was a fantastic couple of days while I was out here.
Brilliant, Dale.
And Rangers won 1-0.
Which is even better. Listen, Dale, thanks for calling in, mate. An absolute pleasure to hear from you, mate. And you stay safe out there, eh, brah?
I will do, mate, and I'm just glad I get through. It's been a while. I've been trying for a while.
Phone in any time, mate. You know you've got to hang it, yeah? I
will do, mate. All right, and all the best, guys, okay?
All right. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. All right.
Cheers, Dale. All the best, man.
Over you, Bridge.
Oh, what can I say? Marvellous night. Once again, a great night. Good laughs, marvellous questions and marvellous answers. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly guys out in Central and West America, United States, please, every single one is huge game tomorrow. Biggest game of the season. Rangers, go out there, mollocate them. At least 1-0, mollocate them. Keep it going.
Oh, well, can I thank all the callers? We've had Hampshire, Leeds, I think Fife. I think Gary's Fife. Gary phones in.
Yeah, I'm Fife, Gary.
Aye, see, I worked out with the accent. Colorado and the West Coast, Los Angeles. Can I thank JFK, Bridgeman, for coming on, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon with a pre-match show in the team. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.